So I did a community post 2 weeks ago asking you guys about the craziest or strangest things in Dokkan, and today we're essentially just going to discuss all of that. But before we do, completely unrelated to Dokkan, I'm just curious to know if any of you actually watched Stranger Things. If it wasn't obvious enough, this whole video idea just came from me essentially watching the new season, and yeah, it was just absolute cinema. If you haven't watched it yet, I highly recommend it. It's just an amazing show. So, as you've seen in the thumbnail, isn't it strange how we still don't have an LR Kid Buu in Dokkan? Like, the game has been out for almost 11 years, and almost every villain in the Dragon Ball universe got an LR. But Kid Buu, one of the big 3 villains, still hasn't. And sure, you could argue that Final Form Frieza or Second Form Cell don't have ones too, but we have their quote-unquote final forms as LRs, Full Power Frieza and Perfect Cell, so what's up with Kid Buu not having his final iteration as an LR? Like, even Legends has an Ultra Kid Buu. So what's happening here? Not like I personally care about Kid Buu, it's just strange to say the least. Also, where did the wish strips or thank you cards go this year? I'm surprised everyone just forgot. Like, I guess it's true that the pool of characters was pretty bad. Last year I literally had everyone on that list rainbowed, but those are still very valuable for newer players, or players who still need to rainbow some of these old SSRs. So the fact that those just vanished is very strange. Maybe they'll bring them back for like the anniversary, honestly who knows. Isn't it also strange that the heroes units didn't EZ this year? Like, honestly I wouldn't be surprised if they are actually just saving them up to fill the content gap between the New Year celebration and the 11th year anniversary. I really doubt that those guys will EZ it during the anniversary or even after. I feel like if they don't EZ it before the anniversary, they just never will. Let's now read what you guys had to say. The fact that the Battlefield Majin Vegeta and Super Saiyan 2 Goku, as well as that Krillin and AGL Android 18 haven't EZ it yet. Umatsu, please. Yeah, that is indeed very strange. Those guys released 6 to 7 years ago, so the fact that they haven't EZ it yet is pretty crazy, but it might be for the best. The Battlefield currency is one of the rarest currencies in the game, so unless they're completely insane, they probably won't be worth the Battlefield memories. Honestly, I could see Goku, Vegeta, and maybe Krillin being good in Festival of Battles as free-to-play options if they have decent enough EZAs. They would have to release some sort of Festival of Battles mission for them to actually be worth buying, because bro, there's just no way they're better than the summonable options we currently have in the game, or that we'll get eventually. How about making Battlefield not easy to farm resources, especially with how things are getting more and more expensive the further they add more stuff? Yeah, like I just said, the Battlefield currency might be one of the rarest currencies in the game, so they really need to do something about it. Like, it doesn't really make any sense to me that every new Battlefield LR is more expensive than the previous one. They're literally making them more expensive, but at the same time not giving us more of the currency. What are you thinking? And bro, I'm pretty sure we got scammed on global with the sync. GP had 95 Dokkan Battlefields, while we only got 88 on global. I honestly don't remember them giving us more currency on global to compensate for like the sync and those lost battlefields, but maybe they did and I just forgot. The 3rd year anniversary Super Gogeta's right ear in his 12 key super attack. Gogeta's 12 key super attack. Let me take a look at that. Nah. What the brother? What? Brother, what? Okay, what's up, bro? How do you even realize those things? Like, how? Bro, I've seen that super attack so many times, and it's the first time, literally the first time noticing this. Like, bro, what? It's like they forgot to like draw the shadings of the ear of the super attack. Bro, that's just insane. Literally, he looks like an elf. Like, brother, that's crazy. All right, I don't know what else to add to that. Like, brother, let's move on. The fact that we also don't have a standalone LR Final Form Frieza. Closest thing we got is the tag LR Frieza and Goku from the 10th year anniversary. Maybe we could get one from the Namek Saga for 11th year anniversary that goes full power, who knows. Yeah, everyone's talking about Kid Buu, but it's pretty crazy how we still do not have a Final Form Frieza too. This is literally Frieza's most iconic moment from the franchise, like the moment he first turned into his final form. So the fact that this isn't even properly animated in the game, just as like a Dokkanfest T-War, is just insane to me. like let alone as an LR. I really hope we get to see that upcoming anniversary. The Namek Saga arc is one of my favorite arcs from Z. So a transform in Kaioken Goku that transforms into Super Saiyan, and a final form Frieza that goes into full power or just go crazy for anniversary. Most Trunks units not being on the Connected Hope category. So according to the Dokkan Wiki, the actual definition of the Connected Hope category is consists of characters who represented Soma's last hope. So yeah, by that definition, every Trunks should be in that category, as at the very least, Trunks was Bulma's last hope in the future timeline, and on a larger scale, he was literally humanity's last hope. I guess in Super, he had the help of Goku and Vegeta, so he wasn't technically humanity's last hope, but even then you could argue that he was before he went back in time, so he should still be in the category. But yeah, the problem with categories in Dokkan is that the translations are often wrong. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the category is named something completely different in GP, and that the translation is just not accurate. I want an LR Kid Buu, but fans are getting annoying with it. Other villains don't get as much love as Buu and Cell when you look at Dokkanfest exclusives. Kid Buu fans punch air over free-to-play LRs. Okay, I do agree that Kid Buu fans getting mad over free-to-play LRs is pretty crazy, but this isn't coming out of nowhere. We got random LRs like Tag Gogeta and Golden Frieza before LR Kid Buu. And if you didn't know, out of the 3 big Z villains, Buu is the one with the least amount of LRs. Buu, the guy with the longest Z arc and the most amount of forms, the most amount of literally animation material, only has 3 LRs. Like, that's in my opinion pretty ridiculous. Sure, he has plenty of Dokkanfest cards, but considering the fact that he is one of the 3 big Z villains, yeah, he should definitely have more than 3 LRs. The fact that we've had more power creep in the last year or 2 than we had in the first 9. Like, what do you mean we went from 2 million supers being the scariest thing in the first 9 years to freaking 20 million supers this year? Not to mention the fact that boss HP peaked at 1 billion with the Middle Cooler army fight, which was meant to be unkillable by the way. And now we have 2 billion HP bosses that we have to kill in 4 turns. Like, what? Yeah, Powercreep has been pretty insane the last year. It really doesn't make any sense to me that LR Tex per Vegito, arguably one, if not the strongest unit ever released in Dokkan history, is not even in the top 10 anymore. Like, that's 2nd tier Dokkan level of power creep. This is genuinely not healthy for the game. Think about it. LR Tex per Vegito was built to shred through bosses who have billions of HP. Billions. And this guy is not even in the top 10 anymore. Brother, this is just ridiculous. And bro, I know the GTC power creep was so bad that it got a lot of people burned out from the game. Like, even myself. Before this year, I actually cared about clearing all of the events in the game, like doing all of the missions and everything the moment they dropped. But the GTC power creep honestly was just so much. Like, some of these events were just not fun, bro. Like, they were just ridiculous. Like, I didn't even bother with the hybrid blue zone up until I got my hands on the GTC LRs. Brother, without them, it just honestly just wasn't worth it to even run the event. During the Tanabata celebration of 2025, LR Brian was mysteriously not exchangeable with Memorial Stones, but LR Cellmax and LR Tech Gogeta, who was the only Dokkanfest LR there, was. I honestly didn't even realize that. That's actually pretty crazy. But I'm not surprised. The Memorial Stones this year were a whole mess. I generally don't know what they were thinking. No rainbow tickets and no 50 tickets multi-summons. Like, it was just a big joke. I think the biggest thing is the premium unit selection for the game. Like, yeah, Kid Buu, but also a final from Frieza, Krillin from Namek, the 20-time Kaioken from Namek. There's so many choices for units in the last 10 years, and none have gotten a premium Dokkanfest, Yellow Coin, or Carnival unit. Yeah, that is true. Like, how Dokkan picks their premium units outside of like big celebration is a big mystery. Like, there's just no way we got Tag Golden Frieza and Gogeta, or Tag Ultimate Gohan and Gamma 1 before a Dokkanfest Kaioken Goku, a final from Frieza, or even just a Krillin Dokkanfest unit. Maybe they just hate the Namek Saga arc. Honestly, who knows? That we got an Extreme Tag Gogeta before we got Extreme Jiren. The fact that we got an Extreme Gogeta before so many other characters is just crazy to me. But to be fair, Jiren isn't really a villain. And if he is, then all of the Universe 6 Saiyans should be extreme characters too. Android 18 has yet to get a premium Dokkanfest unit, which is really insane, especially for how big of a presence she was within all of Dragon Ball. Notably the Cell Saga, which was, I think, her Dokkanfest would be based off from. Yeah, facts. Where is my standalone Dokkanfest Android 18? I think Bulma is the only girl from the Dragon Ball universe that deserves one more than her, and she doesn't even have a Dokkanfest either. I think the problem with 18 is that she'll always be paired with Android 17. That's just how it is. I honestly would go crazy for a tag future Android 18 and 17 or a Dokkanfest future Bulma. We definitely need those cards in Dokkan. People will dismiss the Festival of Battles event from the meta because of the charges, when the first piece of difficulty content in the game literally has charges in it. Every hard event in Dokkan Battle history always had some sort of gimmick to make them hard. Festival is really the only real long fight in the meta we have right now and serves as a decent benchmark for what units can deal with long events. Especially as the game evolves, we may eventually see 10 plus stages red zones, or any event that's 10 plus stages one day. Honestly, I disagree. I think the reason people dismiss Festival of Battles is simply because most players haven't touched it. On this side of the internet, we're like the quote-unquote like hardcore Dokkan players, you could say. And even then, I didn't touch the event because of how ridiculously long it is. So imagine a casual player. I think most players either never touched it or like touched it once and just realized how much of like a BS event it was and just never touched it again. I think the event should have given like better rewards. Like the special missions should give 50 stones and not 15. In which universe am I sitting around for 3 hours and clearing a Festival of Battle mission for 15 stones? 3 hours for 15 stones. That's just crazy to me. And the charges are just stupid in my opinion. I think the Legendary Goku event would have sucked if it had charges. I know I would have hated the Legendary Goku event if it actually had charges. But I do agree that long events are probably going to be the meta moving forward, simply because of the 8th-year anniversary LR EZAs. Like we are definitely getting some sort of long event during the 11th year anniversary or the upcoming year. Like maybe a long red zone or like more Festival of Battles missions or like a similar event. I could see like an extreme Legendary Goku event or something like that. Like some new long events are definitely on the way. There are cells with the name Perfect Cell and Cell Perfect Form, but Corrupted Zamasu is just called Fused Zamasu. Brother, don't even get me started on that. I saw a Reddit post about, you know, the Funko Pops. I got one. Actually right here. Got it as a gift from a friend. And yeah, those things. The Corrupted Zamasu Funko Pop is called Merge Zamasu Enlargement. How does a freaking Funko Pop is right about Merge Zamasu's name, but Dokkan can't? This is absolutely ridiculous and honestly just unacceptable in my opinion. Like, I hope they'll fix that in the future. Maybe when the LR Tech Merge Zamasu Easy is, or when the TUR gets a Super Easy, who knows? Trunks units have been almost always shafted. Weirdly, despite being a Vegeta plus Trunks units, LR Vegeta and Trunks were one of the best units ever, and easily the best Tanabata unit ever. Someone at Akatsuki just hates Trunks, for sure. Like there's no way that my good AGL transforming Trunks got shafted not once, but twice, and that the tech one was one of the worst Dokkanfest TURs they ever released. Super Easy AGL's Person Blue Kaioken Goku doesn't have a battle motion despite being from the same moment as the tech one. I think the reason why he doesn't have a battle motion is simply because he's actually just Super Saiyan God Goku Super Saiyan. He's not a Kaioken Blue Goku, since it didn't really matter when he first released. And it was even a good thing, since when he first EZA'd, you could pair him with Strength Percent Blue Kaioken Goku. But yeah, they definitely need to fix that at some point in the future. Because if he just gets a regular Blue Goku battle motion, it will just be weird. In total, we have 6 LR Brolys. 8 if we include Bio Broly and the physical trio Broly. Akatsuki are allergic to LR Kid Buu. True, but that's not a fair comparison. Like, Z Broly, excluding Bio Broly, is just a billion times more hype than Kid Buu. So it makes sense for him to have more LRs. But I do agree that Bio Broly before LR Kid Buu is pretty crazy. False Super Saiyan has 0 representation across the game. Well, technically, he does. There's a story event asset of False Super Saiyan Goku, which is way more than any other game has ever done for that form. Literally, Dokkan is the only game ever to even recognize False Super Saiyan Goku. Even Heroes don't even have a False Super Saiyan, and Heroes has pretty much everything. They literally have a black hair Super Saiyan Goku card, which was literally a mistake. We have 2 LR Killon Keflas before an LR Kefla. 0 sense. Yeah, the LR type Killon Kefla should have had some sort of Kefla active skill transformation. Like imagine just a Kefla transformation that is a nuker and has an active skill that creates a full board of key spheres. This would have been pretty cool, but I honestly wouldn't be too worried. Dokkan loves Killon Kefla, so Kefla is for sure getting an LR at some point in time, probably before LR Kid Buu. The fact that in almost 10 years, Vegeta's clan are nearly always the most shafted characters known to man. Between the 10th year anniversary Gogeta and Vegito, where Vegeta is the problem, the horrendous strongest firm units of Trunks' physical LR Sword of Hope Trunks, Agile Dokkanfest Trunks, or even one of the single worst Dokkanfest of all times, aka Tech Trunks. Or back in the day, where the Dokkan Awakenings of characters like Tech's Percentry Vegeta or End Busaka Vegeta are way worse than their Goku counterparts. Still pisses me off to this day. Very, very true. But this is not only a problem with Dokkan. Even in Dragon Ball Legends, Vegeta units always get the shortest end of the stick. Just recently during the 7th year anniversary, Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta was so much worse than MUI Goku. Maybe those games are just trying to mimic like the anime by making Vegeta always one step behind Goku. Like, I genuinely don't know. Every single anniversary in Dokkan that had a Goku and Vegeta as separate units, Goku was always better. And except for the 2nd year anniversary, also aged better. Like, the only anniversary Vegeta unit that aged better than his Goku counterpart was Agel's Percent for Vegeta. But even he was seen as worse than Goku on release. So yeah, I guess they just hate Vegeta's family. No future Yajirobe LR. Facts, bro. Where is my future LR Yajirobe with the beard and everything? So strange that this isn't in Dokkan yet. The friend system still hasn't been fixed, despite the fact that it literally makes me unable to play the game. Especially if I want to try out the Dragon Ball Saga World Tournament units, for example. The fact that you cannot use a 2025 Dokkanfest or LR as your lead more often than not should be illegal. You spend hundreds, if not thousands, for these units and literally can't even use them for no good reason. Well, they finally did. They're actually going to fix the friend system. But I do agree that it's insanely strange that it took them 10 years to fix this. 10 years, bro. Like, what kind of sick joke is that? Like, 10 years to fix such a big problem, like you mentioned, is just, it's insane. It's definitely insane. LR Yamcha before LR Kid Buu. To be fair, Yamcha in OG Dragon Ball is a pretty big deal, so it makes sense for him to have an LR. But is he more deserving of an LR than Kid Buu? Probably not. But even then, it's not the craziest thing. Like, bro, we got LR Garlic Jr. before LR Kid Buu, and like the LR guy from the Tournament of Power. Even forgot his name, bro. That's so that's way more crazy. The OG Dokkanfest Agel's Percent Blue Kaioken Goku is actually just named Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Goku. I already said it previously in the video, but yeah, this is true. This is definitely true. Goku Black is the only character in the entire game who has not one, but two worst Dokkan Festival units of all time, aesthetically speaking. Physical 2016 Goku Black was a complete disaster, and Physical 2024 Goku Black was easily the worst Dokkan Fest unit of the entire game. I don't know if he's the only character, but it's true that Goku Black in the game got shafted quite a lot. Like, Physical Goku Black was so bad that, like you said, they had to buff him when he came to Global. And Goku Black was pretty bad until the release of the Legendary Goku event, and he got one of the worst EZAs in Dokkan history. The Goku Black Fish Play LR got the first LR EZA, essentially killing him on release with a terrible Final Blow mechanic, and Physical Rose's release on Global was, I agree, a pretty bad release. Daima Fuku is on Great Ape Power, while the Ozaru doesn't appear for a single frame during any of that form's appearances. I don't care about it making the unit better, it should not be on that category. Honestly, Daima is just a complete joke, like, let's be honest. They just didn't care at all. Like, no explanation or anything. And I'm pretty sure that the only reason why he's on Great Ape Power is because of the tail he grew back. How or why? Honestly, who knows? But look, at least the form looks cool, and it's a giant Ape Power buff in Dokkan. The fact that they released the first Beast Gohan as an active skill attack. Yeah, to this day, I still can't wrap my head around it. Like, it's just, bro, no idea what they were thinking. This is why I wish they weren't LRs. This wouldn't have happened if they were TURs, as they would have had enough material for at least his 12 key super attack. But the worst part is that Beastless Gohan wasn't even good on release. I'll stand behind that statement. He, in my opinion, wasn't even in the top 5 on release. Arguably not even in the top 10. This guy was literally only usable for like 3 turns, maybe 4 at best. Like, for sure the biggest fumble in Dokkan history. There's no debate here. Dokkan did one crossover campaign with One Piece, and since then, they've never done a crossover collab that wasn't Dragon Ball related. It would be really cool for them to do other collabs with other animes, like Naruto or Bleach. Bro, I wish Dokkan did more collabs, especially with other games. Like in the mobile game, 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross, they had multiple AOT collabs. Like, imagine having Eren or like Levi in Dokkan. 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross even had a collab with Stranger Things, bro. Stranger Things. Imagine having like Vecna or 11 in Dokkan. It definitely would be weird and strange, but bro, I'd take it. But I would definitely take it. Like, I'd summon for that. I think the problem with Dokkan and Legends is that if they do a collab with another show, the characters have to have some sort of flying capabilities, either via superpowers or like technology, or just be giants. Like an Invincible collab could work, since Viltrumites are essentially essentially just Saiyans. As for Naruto, I guess we could have a Sagemon Naruto on top of his Toad as like a giant transformation. Not gonna lie, this would go crazy. Characters like Videl and Paikuhan get in Dokkanfest releases before King Piccolo, Baby, and Roshi. We still need a Dokkanfest Demon King Piccolo, but yeah, this was definitely strange. Krillin and Tien still do not have a premium POR almost 11 years later. Bro, a Chaozu unit that revives into Tien would go crazy. This is definitely happening at some point in the future, but yeah, no idea how Krillin still doesn't have a premium standalone unit. Krillin, literally Goku's best friend. He deserves it way more than Tien. And even Tien has a premium LR that was actually pretty decent on release. Both the superhero in 2022 and Daima in 2025 being delayed by 6 or 8 months after the source material debuts in terms of new units. Technically we got Daima units not even a month or two after the initial reveal. It's just the adult versions and like minis percent for Goku that took forever to come, and I guess the other characters that nobody cares about, like Buu and Ku, no offense. If you care about those guys, but most people do not care, like the big guys that took time to come are essentially just Super Saiyan for Goku and like adult Goku and Vegeta. As for superhero, yeah, like I said previously, biggest fumble in Dokkan history. Category inconsistency and exclusion, like characters clearly doing a Kamehameha, not having that. Yeah, I honestly think that the Kamehameha category isn't consistent out of pure laziness. I think they just do not want to go over every character and see if they actually do a Kamehameha in their super attack. Like it's just easier for them to just add all of the units who have Kamehameha in the name of their super attacks. Like that's probably why. We have units of the strangest characters ever that didn't even deserve it. LR Anilaza, for example. Yeah, that's his name, bro. Literally absolutely undeserved. Yet can't get that most want. LR Kid Buu, something from Daima. Yeah, don't even get me started on that. Like, does anybody even remember Anilaza? Like, this is probably the least deserving LR in the whole game. I don't think any other unit deserves it less than him. This guy should have been a banner unit at the best. Like, wasting a Battlefield LR spot on this character is just straight up disrespectful. No LR that makes like a Frieza is killing me. Trust, bro. 11th year anniversary, bro. Fact, we haven't gotten a Super EZA for the other free-to-play LRs. That is indeed very strange. What happened to the Prime Battle Super EZAs? They dropped one and then disappeared. Like, what's actually happening here? Are they planning on releasing one every 2 years or what? AGL Super Buu. Yeah, I guess AGL Super Buu was indeed a very strange release. He was the Part 2 LR for Dokkanfest Kill. Make it make sense. Anything to not release LR Kefla, I guess. Like, literally, anything to not release LR Kefla. I hate Babidi so much, especially since he has 4 LRs, while Kid Buu, 4th form Namek Saga Frieza, and Chaozu have none. Technically, Babidi has 3 LRs, but I still get your point. The fact that he has as many LRs as Buu is pretty crazy. And 3 LRs Babidi before LR Kid Buu or final form Frieza is pretty crazy. I don't think Chaozu alone is deserving of an LR though. Him and Tien together, yes, but him alone, I don't know. The fact that the hint for Gohan and Trunks was from a game original animation that hasn't even been revealed yet. If the hints are literally going to be physically impossible to guess, then just don't give us hints. Yeah, I guess that's pretty insane. We literally can't predict units anymore. It's crazy. Anything could be from a game original super attack. Like, who could have predicted a Gamma 1 and Ultimate Gohan tag unit as a Digital Dokkanfest with a Gamma 2 and Ultimate Piccolo? This is literally just crazy. The game just isn't predictable anymore. We got GTA 6 before LR Kid Buu. Bro, my man is from the future. He's warning us that GTA 6 is going to drop before LR Kid Buu. The game that got delayed 10,000 times is going to release before LR Kid Buu. Let that sink in. But yeah, this is about it for today's video. I think I went through most of your guys' comments. Let me know what you guys thought of this video format. But yeah, until then, take care. Peace.